Hi, everybody. My name is David Klein. I'm a software designer at ServiceNow. I've worked in Meta, Salesforce, and a variety of startups throughout my career. One thing I've always been really passionate about, notes and tasks. I just love these apps. I've tried so many of them, whether it's Reflect or Tana, Things, Notes.app, of course, Simple Note, Linear. I mean, just so many, even Microsoft To Do, which was Wunderlist. It's just something I love to think about and experiment with. So even though I have a computer science background, I've always been a software designer. And once Claude Code came out, I went to a meetup in San Francisco where someone who works at Anthropic said they vibe coded a note-taking app. They weren't allowed to use Obsidian. And I thought, wait a second, I should do that too. Even though I love Obsidian, I do find it's pretty complicated, pretty difficult to get your interface set up and keep it fixed in position. So I thought this is an opportunity to do it. So I'd like to introduce you to QuickTake, my take on notes and tasks. So of course, QuickTake is an homage. It's named after one of my favorite early, for me, Apple products, the QuickTake 100. I also have the 200 in my collection. You can read about it on my website. Apple made digital cameras in the 1990s. Hard to believe, but they did. And they look pretty weird. So I recommend going to check those out. So QuickTake also works beautifully for a note-taking app. What do you think? I'm very happy about it. So the way I think notes and tasks should be handled, if you look at Notes.app, it's pretty powerful. But if you're in a note and you add a task, and you switch to another note, your task is gone. I strongly believe that you should have a global list of tasks. You can jump between notes, but your task should always be visible. So that's what we have here. Of course, it should also be Markdown. Markdown's amazing. It's everywhere. Apple, Google, Microsoft has embraced Markdown, but more importantly, large language models, the way AI communicates, everything you see, it's just tons and tons of Markdown. So congratulations to John Gruber, my favorite Apple blogger and second favorite Philadelphian after my wife, who's from Philadelphia. Long story. Anyways, for onboarding, I thought about how do we make onboarding in context? Well, it's a note-taking app, so here's a note. It points out the most important things about this app. It's simple, it supports Markdown, it has a global to-do list. But what's really important to me is I don't like looking at Markdown. I think it's pretty ugly. Even though I've used it to make entire web pages, I use it every day to take notes, I just wanted it to render and go away. If you want to see the Markdown, just click into a line that has any kind of formatting, and there's your Markdown. The moment you leave it, it's gone. But you just write naturally as if you always do using Markdown, and it's there for you when you need it, but it's gone when you don't need it. So that's something I really love about this app. Obsidian has this feature, but it is on by default, and you cannot turn it off in QuickTake. So I love that. The next thing I want to show you is creating a task. The way I like tasks, I like a two-stage clearing process, just like Things. You'll notice a lot of this app is a combination of other apps, the ideas I've seen throughout my career. And the goal here is to just work the way I expect it to work. It's for a user of one, myself. So I click New Task. And if I want to get rid of it, I can't just check it. Check it kind of puts it into a stage environment. It's sort of if you think of it as a Kanban, it goes from in progress to waiting for review. To put in the done bucket of my Kanban board, you have to hit the clear button so that you don't have to undo a check if you accidentally check off the wrong item. I also think when I have a task, I break into smaller tasks. And I want to get those all in a list and then mark them as I go to feel like I have momentum and I'm making progress. So that's why we have a two-stage clearing process for tasks. The next feature I want to tell you about, AI-generated summaries. So we talk AI everywhere. Of course, it's going to rebuild the whole world. Society is going to move. We're going to have it's going to have another one of the gingers, the segways. Everything has to be rebuilt. But no, AI can help us solve tangible problems today without rebuilding the entire planet. Let me show you what I mean. If I'm an engineer and I'm assigned these 3 tasks in Linear or Jira, and I look at my sidebar, how do I know what these tasks are? They're just these long numbers as IDs. Well, we can use Apple Intelligence to turn on show note summary. So again, Apple Intelligence needs to be available in system settings, needs to be enabled. And now I have a few words, just a snippet to show me what is in this note before I click on it. So I can glance at my sidebar. I'm all about glanceability when it comes to designing. I should be able to quickly glance, ascertain important information, and go about my business without breaking my primary focus. So I'm in a note, I glance at the sidebar, I see where I am, I see where I'm going, and I can just quickly go without thinking and distracting. So that was really important to me, is making sure that the note has some context. The next thing I want to tell you about, sync. Sync is crucial for notes and tasks. It's almost expected. I have a personal machine, I have a work machine, I have a mobile device, and so maybe someday QuickTake will be an iOS app. Notes and tasks is just a JSON file and Markdown files. It's really lightweight and should be easy to move. It's disabled by default. For security reasons, you have to choose to enable it. If your enterprise environment has blocked iCloud Drive, then you cannot sync with iCloud. If you have Dropbox as an option, all you do is select your destination folder, and there you go. So Dropbox and iCloud Sync are available. The next thing I want to show you is related tasks. So I told you about creating a task in the sidebar. Now, what if I actually like that Apple Notes feature where tasks are inside of Notes? So let's say I'm working on this bug and I want to make a task to test the fix. All I have to do is I'm in the flow. I don't even have to click anything, #task. And it's added as a task in the sidebar. And the reason this is so powerful is now I have, not only do I have my task in my sidebar, but the related task, the related note name is underneath it. So let's say I'm working on another project and I want to jump to my task I know I have waiting for me up next. I can just click on the note name and I jump right to the text, and it's highlighted for a few seconds before the highlighted background disappears. So that's really fun. I love that you can just jump around no matter where you are. You're one click away from another task. Just keep working. Another thing to point out, commands. I love the idea of just not even clicking anything. You just can hit Command N for a new note, Command L for a new task. If I have checked off a bunch of tasks, I can hit Command Y to clear them. Just frictionless, keep it smooth, keep it efficient. Another thing I want to point out, I thought a lot about the app icon for this app. So, of course, as a software designer, I antagonize everything when it comes to interface design, and especially for my own projects. So how do you make an app icon that is discoverable, easy to see, but it's not distracting, it's not noisy, it can just exist in the dock without calling attention to itself, but if I glance at the dock, I instantly see it. So I wanted it to be really plain, but not too subtle that you miss it. So I went with this white background with a black circle, and I also wanted to respect the fact that even though I disagree with liquid glass, a lot of parts of it, I wanted some specular highlights just to be a participatory dock icon. So it feels like it's consistent with Apple's aesthetics. And if something changes in the future, I can increase or decrease those highlights and those details related to liquid glass. And it doesn't take away from the overall feeling of this simplicity, the simple icon. So that's something I wanted to point out. Really straightforward, doesn't shout at you, and it kind of disappears when you need it to when you're getting work done. So for what's next, I've thought a lot about this, and how do you balance complexity with functionality? I think MCP server would be helpful, so you can interact with your notes from Claude Code, from Claude, from ChatGPT. I've also thought about groups of tasks. If you want to create tasks in the sidebar and create section headers, so you can just organize by different sections. That was a feature request. Another one was, in case I don't have Markdown memorized, maybe there should be a format bar. I definitely need to add bold, like Command B, Command I for for those kinds of shortcuts. But a format bar could be helpful for people who don't know Markdown by heart. But I'm also open to any other ideas that you have. I'd love to hear your feedback. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment or contact me if you want to try something different, if you want to see something different. Please try this app out. Leave a review. I'm so proud and excited to share this. I've always been intimidated by going from simple web apps to entire applications, and Claude Code has enabled me to do this, and I just love it. It makes me so happy. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for trying out my app. QuickTake Notes. Enjoy.